Welcome to the blind battle of the Blantons. I'm your host Sam, and this is Whiskey and SV. All right, so we've managed to go 20 something episodes without ever talking about Blantons, and of course, this is the one of those bottles that is the meme bottle for taters, whiskey people who just mindlessly search for allocated whiskey. Of course, Blanton's is the original single barrel whiskey that is from Buffalo Trace, and I have two versions here. One is the Blanton's original single barrel, which I got many years ago actually from Costco for about $50. And this one is a slightly more special one. In some ways, I guess it's definitely price-wise much more expensive. I think even though the regular original Blanton's is allocated and the MSRP right now, I think the MSRP is still, I think, 55 or something. But let's say you can find it relatively easily for around $80-90. Actually, total wine prices have gone up to about $90 now, after taxes at least. But this one is a whopping $220 because it is actually not made for the US market. It is made for the Japanese market. So it has to be re-imported back to the USA. So it's much more expensive when they do that. So I think KL Wines had these recently at around 220 plus taxes. So it's very, very expensive. I acquired this one actually in a trade. I was in Japan and I was able to acquire a Blanton's Black, and the black label is only 40%, and I wasn't really much interested in that. So a good friend of mine did a swap with me on the condition that I open it and drink it, not try to flip it. And of course I agreed because this is not really something that I want to flip. And generally I only think about flipping stuff that I don't like, and only for stuff that I do like, not to make money. So at least for now, that's what I do. Okay, anyways, rambling on a bit too much. Let's get these out of the boxes and see what they look like. It's quite an unboxing experience. These, getting this out. It has like I've opened this before. You can see like it comes with like a bunch of little things and trinkets inside. Let me put these aside actually, so I can show you the bottle. So it comes in this little pouch, I should say. When you take it out, there it is. And this one is, of course, they're all single barrels, but they're proofed down to 46.5%. And they have this little horsey at the top. And the horsey has a letter on it. I think this one is an A. So people try to collect all the different letters. They spelled Blantons. So people try to collect all the letters to have a full set of Blans, and other people try to collect ones where the dump date or the dump date matches some date that's special to them, or people find all sorts of reason to make them collectible. But in the end of the day, how good is the whiskey inside, right? Okay, so let's open the red one. This one again was kind of imported from Japan, so and it is slightly more fancy. I mean, this little pouch here compared to this one, it's I would say it's kind of a little bit more fancy, and of course being made for the Japanese market, this one is it's not actually very high quality. This stuff is it came out the first time I tried to open it. So, it is what it is. Let's put those aside. Put this on the ground over there. And I get rid of this. Oh, okay, so there you have it. This is the red one. You can see it has Japanese writing on the top. And of course that says whiskey in katakana. So some people may know, I used to live in Japan, so I speak a little bit of Japanese, and I was actually visiting there recently after about 12 years. So kind of exciting to see this. So yeah, I've cracked this before. This one is an N, by the way. So I have an N and I have A. Not applicable. Okay, so both 46.5%, both relatively the same color. So the question is, am I going to be able to tell the difference, and am I going to prefer one to the other in a blind? So I want to grab the caps, and I'm going to try to pour an even amount in both. Let's try to not. I don't have my measuring today, so I have to try to pour relatively the same amount in both. Okay, that is not too bad. I'm happy with that pour. Okay, so let's put these somewhere that they can be seen well. And we'll put number 1 on the original, and we'll put number 2 on the Japanese one, the red. I think it has a name actually. Is it called Takara or something? No, I don't know. Anyways, let's just see how it tastes. Okay, so I'm gonna randomize here. Right, so I think those are sufficiently randomized. We'll stop this turntable, move this down, and all right, let's get started with the tasting and the blind tasting. Okay, so let's try this one first. That's quite an aromatic nose. Very Buffalo Tracy. Buffalo Trace has a very distinct nose. It's kind of like your very caramel and vanilla forward, somewhat confectionery, somewhat, I know, well, not confectionery, more like perfume like aroma to it. It's very nice. I mean, Buffalo Trace has the reputation it has because it does produce some really classical bourbon aromas and flavors. So, okay, let's see how this one compares. Not quite as nice as this other one. I don't know what it is. I just get a little bit more inviting nose on this. Caramel, vanilla, kind of like perfumey, a perfumey note. Not a lot of oak on these. I think they're probably like 7 to 8 year old bourbon. So probably not, super, probably not like super old or anything like that. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of difference between the noses. They are pretty similar. And you have to understand that these are single casks, so there's obviously going to be single barrel products, or there's going to be a lot of variation even from from barrel to barrel, right? So you can't really be expecting that you'd be getting exactly the same thing. By the way, the dump date on this is 2017, 11/17/17. So that's when I got it. So I guess it's almost 6-year-old bourbon. 6 years since I opened it anyway. Okay. I have to say, I think I prefer slightly this one. I think this has some mineral undertone that I don't like as much as this one. Okay, so far on the nose, I think this. But let's go for the palate. Okay, so, typical bourbon, like lots of vanilla and brown sugar and caramel, some oak, baking spices. It's. I would say I wish it was. I wish it was a bit more viscous. It feels a bit thin on the palate, to be honest. And I dread to think what the 40% one would have been like. So I'm glad that I don't have that one here. Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, a bit more harsh. Some acidity. Very similar profile, but just imagine the same thing, but just a little bit less rounded, a little bit more harsh. Yeah, I get a lot more acidity on this one for some reason. Interestingly, it does feel more viscous, and just seeing it on the glass, it seems to be a bit more viscous than this one, which is strange. Yeah, overall this one is a bit more muted, but not in a bad way, because I think this one is a little bit too aggressive for the sake of being aggressive. Now I'm probably drinking them too fast, but yeah, I don't know really which is which. I think I have a preference for this one, whatever it is. I hope it's the original, but at the same time, again, these are single cask, or I should say, single barrel products. So, you know, there's nothing, just because this might be better than that doesn't mean that they're all going to be better. Maybe on average the one is better than the other. I doubt it though, I guess, because again, I think the MSRP on both of these are supposed to be the same. So the only reason this is so much more expensive is just because it's re-imported. Okay, so we'll do a final tasting, and we'll try to pick our favorite. Yeah, there's definitely something about this that doesn't quite hit the spot for me. I don't know what it is. Yeah, definitely prefer this one. Okay, so let's do the reveal. Let's see which is which. So let's look at the one that I like the most. It's number 2. Oh wow. Okay, so interesting. When I didn't blind, I actually thought I preferred the original. So this is the importance of doing blind, guys, because you look at stuff and you get something in your head and you think, this is the way I think. Like, I was thinking like, okay, they're the same ABV, they're the same as MSRP, so I should probably, you know, I when I tasted them, I'm not blind, I really wanted to like this one, because I didn't want to have to pay extra for, you know, for the more expensive one, but the reality is, I do prefer that one. At least, I mean, again, it doesn't say anything because single barrel product, blah blah blah. But yeah, I think that was interesting, and I hope you found that interesting as well. So join me next week when I do some more head-to-head challenges. And yeah, I've decided to kind of like make this videos a little bit quicker, because I realized that no one wants to sit there for 30 minutes seeing me ramble. But maybe you can muster up 10 minutes of your time to see me ramble. So thanks again. Take care. Bye.